Hi, my name is Cam Smith with U Sports Production, coming to you from Layritz Park in Victoria, BC. Thank you for tuning in. It's the District 7 Little League Minors Tournament hosted by Layritz Little League, where 6 teams from Greater Victoria compete for a chance to become district champions and compete in the upcoming Minors Provincial Tournament on July 21st at Mount Seymour. Round robin play began Saturday, July 6th, and to date it's been what was expected, well-played ball by these young athletes. Today's game features 2 of the top teams in the tournament. Layritz at an impressive 3-0 mark, and Beacon Hill not far behind with a 2-1 record. This is going to be a good one, folks. Layritz and Beacon Hill from Layritz Park. Play ball! And the leadoff hitter for Beacon Hill is Minot. And Horseman coming out of the stretch. And Horseman with the pitch. And Minot will get a piece of this. He's going to ground her right to first base. Chang picks it up nicely. And for the first out of the inning. And next up the bat for Beacon Hill is Ben Meachin. And that is Horseman with the delivery. And Meachin's going to a sharp grounder just out of the reach of Crump. And that is for a single for Meachin. And man on for Beacon Hill in this first inning. And then coming up to bat next is Jake Meachin. And Horseman with a man on first base. 1 out. He's going to deliver. And this is popped up by Meachin. And Crump is under it, trying to shield his son with his glove. But he just gets lost of some. But he recovers. And force out at second for the second out of the inning. And Matt Mickelston up next for this Beacon Hill squad. He's got some pop in his bat, and Horseman knows it. Horseman with the delivery, and Mickelson gets a hold of this and just absolutely rips it right down the left field line. Dan Burns plays this nicely, lines up well right to his relay man, holds the runner at third, second and third, 2 out. And next up for Beacon Hill is Nadeau, and Horseman out of the stretch. Ducks on the pond, runners at second and third, and the pitch, and this is a comebacker right to Horseman. He will fire over to first for the out. And Beacon Hill would leave 2 on base, heading to the bottom half of the first inning. Layritz up and Crump would walk, and that is going to bring up Lamberton. Lamberton has 2 strikes on him. Mickelson on the mound out of the stretch. Mickelson with the delivery, and he freezes Lamberton with a great pitch for the called third strike. And with the runner at first, 1 out, that's going to bring up Chang. Mickelson out of the stretch. Mickelson will deliver, and Chang is going to hit this, and it's going to go right to Ward over to second. Takes a force out. That's for the second out of the inning. And then Mickelson with 2 strikes on Horseman. He throws a nasty pitch. That is a nasty curveball in for the third strike to retire the side. And Jervis would lead things off in the top half of the second inning. And Horseman with the delivery, and Jervis is going to pop this up. And Crump under, and that sun is just nasty. And Jervis safe at first. And then Horseman facing Till. 2 strikes on him with a fantastic pitch. That's for the first out of the inning. And Jervis would steal second, and then McLean would walk. And then next up to bat is Ward. And Horseman with the delivery. He's going to bunt. No, he's not. And Margarita's seen a double steal, and over to third he goes, and it gets through. And coming in to score is Jervis, and into second is McLean. And then Ward up to bat for Beacon Hill, man on second, and 1 out. And Ward is going to drive this pitch. That's a great swing. Oh, it goes right off the bag, and that will put runners in the corners for Beacon Hill. A couple of miscues would score another run for Beacon Hill. And then Horseman with Holder at the plate. Holder's going to get a hold of this one, and it's going to go all the way out to McIntyre. McIntyre brings it in, but once again we got runners at the corners. Another run in for Beacon Hill. And then Carvejo up the bat. Here's runners at the corners, and Carvejo is just going to get a piece of this one. It's going to go right out to Kane. Kane's going to go home, and safe at home. That is for the 4th run of this inning. Runner at first. And go next up the bat for Beacon Hill. Runner at first base, 1 out. He's got 2 strikes on him. And Horseman's going to rear back. And he's going to throw a beautiful pitch for the third strike. That'll be 2 outs in the inning. Runner would go to second on a pass ball. And then Minot would walk. And Ben Meachin would get a piece of this. That's a nice stroke. Right over to Crump, though. And 2 seconds for the third out. But not before Beacon Hill scores 4 unanswered runs, 4-0 heading to the bottom of the second. And leading off in the bottom half of the second inning is Moore for Layritz. And that is Mickelson. Mickelson, the nice pitch. That's a good stroke in the ball by Moore, but picking it up nicely is Ward over to first for the out. And Mickelson would walk Burns, and that's going to bring McIntyre up to the plate. And a delivery by Mickelson. And McIntyre will get this. Oh, he's hitting it right over no man's land. And look out, there's Ward. Ward over to first. That is close. Runners at first and second. Layritz early on the second half of the inning. And with 2 runners on, that brings up Rose. And Rose with 2 strikes on him. That's a swing and a miss. Nice pitch by Mickelson for the second out of the inning. And with runner in scoring position for Margaritas, he'll drive this ball the opposite way. That's picked up nicely right there by Nadeau for the third out of the inning. No runs in for Layritz. Still 4-0 Beacon Hill. And top of the third, Rose in the pitch now for Layritz. And that is Jake Meechan at the plate. Rose with a great pitch. And this is popped up. And tracking it all the way is Gerhardt with a nice catch for the first out of the inning. And Mickelson next up the bat for Beacon Hill. And Rose out of the stretch with the delivery. And Mickelson, he'll get under this too. And he's going to pop. It's just going to drop into no man's land. He's going to be safe at first. And Nadeau would walk. Runners at first and second, 1 out. And that'll bring up Jervis. And Jervis looking to get hit Rose. And Jervis with a grounder. Oh, that's picked up nicely by Moore. Moore is going to give it over to Crump. And that's for the second out of the inning. Runners at first and second. Another run would score on an error. That would make it 5-0. Bases loaded. And Ward up to the plate. And Ward is going to hit a grounder right over to Crump. Crump with a great throw to first. Great stretch by Chang, retiring the side, heading to the bottom half the third inning. And Mickelson would walk Kupiak. And then with 2 strikes on Gerhardt, Mickelson would blow by a pitch, just freezing him for the third strike. And McLean in for relief for Mickelson, who pitched 2 1/3 solid inning. And 1 out, 2 strikes on Kane. And McLean is going to throw a heater. That's up high. And chasing it is Kane. That's for the second out of the inning. And next batter for Layritz is Crump. And Crump is going to take this McLean offering, and he is just going to dump over third and short. And that's going to put runners at first and second with 2 outs. And then Lamberton with a runner in scoring position. And McLean with the pitch. And Lamberton's a comebacker right to McLean. That's for the third out. No runs for Layritz. And getting out of this is McLean. Great job. And leading off for Beacon Hill is Holder. Holder's going to drive this Rose offering, and it goes out. Oh, what a play right there. That's a fantastic play by McIntyre, getting the out from right field. Beauty right there. Then Carvejo is up next to bat for Beacon Hill. And we got 1 out at the top of the 4th inning. And Rose with the delivery, and Carvejo, oh my gosh, he just drives it right on the third base line. And just missed by Chang, and getting his McIntyre. McIntyre gets it in quickly, but that's a stand-up double for this young man who is jacked up. And another run would score for this Beacon Hill squad. And now with 1 on and 1 out, that is Go at the plate with 2 strikes. Rose just blows one by him. That's for the strikeouts, 2 outs in the inning. And that'll bring up Meechan. And Rose with a runner at first. And Meechan's going to drive this ball the other way. That is a great hit right there. And you've got runners at first and second with 1 out. And Lamberton would come in for Rose. Rose got a little unlucky out there today. But Lamberton's going to come in relief, try to stop the bleeding. This Beacon Hill offense on a roll today. But Beacon Hill would put 4 more unanswered runs on the board. And that brings up McLean. And with the bases loaded and 2 outs, Lamberton trying to get out of this inning. And McLean will take a swing. He's going to drive this ball. Let's go deep. And right there is McIntyre with a great catch. This young man's having a day today on defense. And Layritz slowly running out of innings. Bottom of the 4th. Chang leading off, and that is McLean. But Chang is going to absolutely drive this ball in the gap. It's going to go all the way to the fence. And round at first in with a stand-up double is Chang with a great piece of hitting. And then McLean facing Horseman with a runner in scoring position. McLean with the delivery, and Horseman hires another comebacker. And he checks the runner at second. Great job by McLean. And then Moore up the bat for Layritz. And McLean out of the stretch McLean pitching pretty good right now, and there's a nice ball hit by Moore, and that's going to go out in the left field. Runner safe at third. We got first and third with one out. Sam Burns next up for Layritz with a runner in scoring position, and Burns, that gets away from McLean, and coming home to score on the plate is Chang, making the score 10-1. Layritz putting one on the board. And with a runner at second, McLean with 2 strikes on Burns with the pitch, and it's a beauty, catches the outside corner for the out. And runner at third, 2 outs, and that's McIntyre at the plate. And with the pitch is McLean, and that is a sharp grounder, and that goes right to Nicholson for the third out of the inning. And it's the top of the 5th, and that's Ward up to the plate, and that's Lamberton with a nice pitch. Digging it out nicely, though, is Ward. Bob Horsman with some great defense for the out. Next up to bat for Beacon Hill is Holder, and Lamberton with the pitch, and Holder just gets under this one. It's going to be popped up, and camping under that is Kane with a great catch. And the next batter is Carvello. He would walk. And Lamberton with 2 strikes on go. There's a runner at first and 2 outs. And Lamberton with the pitch. Just shaves the corner. That's for the third out of the inning. No runs for Beacon Hill. Heading to the bottom half of the 5th. And then next up to bat is Rose. Still on the mound is McLean for Beacon Hill. And Rose would take this pitch. Swing, just get under it, but he gets it out there. And there's Go for the catch. And that's for the first out of the inning. And Margaritas up to bat for Layritz, and McLean with the pitch on 2 strikes. And what a pitch that is. That's a beauty for the strikeout. Let's take a look at that one again. And with the 2 strikes, you can't help but think this ball is a ball. But look at what a pitch. The bottom drops right out of that. Is a beauty by McLean. And with 2 outs, nobody on, time running out for Layritz. McLean facing Kubiak. And Kupiak is going to drive this ball out to left field, and it just gets in there. He's in with a single. And then Gerhardt for Layritz trying to keep this going, and he is going to pop this one up. And it looks like it's over, but it just drops in between. A little communication problem there. Runners at first and second for Layritz. And no quitness of Layritz team. 2 out, and that is Crump up to bat, 2 on, and Crump is going to hit a sharp grounder, and that is right over to Ward. Ward over to first. That will be the end of the ball game, 10-1. Beacon Hill to make that a final, and Beacon Hill will move to 3-1 on the tournament. And Layritz with the loss will go to 3-1. This is a really tight one. 3-1 also is Lake Hill, and 2-3 is Central Saanich, and Hampton and Nashville with 1 win apiece. This has been a great minors tournament, and after round robin play ends on Thursday, semifinals will begin this Saturday, July the 13th at Layritz, 12 o'clock. Get the family together and get out on the community. Support events like this. My name is Cam Smith with Youth Sports Production. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you on the field.